All right, so today I am joined by Pentatonix star Scott Hoying and his lovely mother Connie. How are you both doing today?
Hi,
Great.
good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So tell me, how excited are you both for the release of this new book, The Untold Story of Scott Hoying, Pentatonix star, My Son's Journey to Find Harmony in Music and Life out into the world?
So,
Well, yeah, I'm so excited. I This has been a journey for about a year and a half, and I've just poured my heart and soul into it. And the kids and my husband too, they've all helped and poured their soul into it. So I don't know if you know, Scott wrote a foreword
Mhm.
and a song
Yeah.
for the book, so they're excited about that. But yeah,
yes,
I can't believe it's almost here.
Mhm.
I know it's been so cool to see my mom go from like having an idea for it to interviewing people to like calling me every day, like, oh, I have an idea for this story. Do you remember when this happened? Can you tell me more details on this? And she was like, been so excited for so long, and now for it to, it's also inspiring that it's here. You've
Yeah.
manifested it. The book exists. It's coming out. It's being published. It's like I'm just so amazed by you, mother.
Yes, yes, it's awesome. So, Connie, this book is such a beautiful blend of personal memoir and a parenting guide. What inspired you to write this book?
Um, well, to be honest with you, over the years, I have been asked by so many parents of gifted children,
Mhm.
parents of young gay children. I mean, because it covers the gamut.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess, I never thought I could write a book. I'd never read a book, and my thing was math and science, and so but when I retired and when Scott got married, and all of a sudden I thought, hmm, maybe I could write a book. Maybe people would be interested to read, some of the things, our journey
Mhm.
with so many things. And I mean, we've had pretty crazy, life. And I thought maybe they would. So well, first, what I did was I started watching videos. We have hundreds of hours of videos. So I watched them, looked at thousands of pictures, interviewed dozens and dozens of people, and just the more info I got, I mean, just the more I started writing and just writing. And it's a very chronological book, from birth, Scott's birth to, now he lives with his husband in a beautiful home, and they're wanting to have children soon. And so it covers the whole gamut, and it is our whole family's life, but the bulk of the book is definitely Scott and all the awesome things he's done,
Mhm.
and just so yeah, that it was just. And plus, I have to say, Scott inspires me. I think he inspires a lot of people, but he definitely inspires me. Watching him, and all the things he does and creates, and so I thought, you know what, maybe I can do it too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And Scott, what was it like to read your mother's words recounting your life, like from childhood in Texas to your career today?
Oh my gosh, it was honestly a really beautiful experience. And we got like the physical copy of the book
Mhm.
yesterday, and I was like, it was so cool to go through and just to even see some of the pictures. It was just like really, really nostalgic. And it was such a reminder of like the beautiful life that my parents, my mother have like helped me create and how amazing our childhood was and how hard I've been working. So I
Mhm.
was very, I've always like loved to sing and perform and enter contests and make albums since I was really little. And so it was really cool to see the journey. And also it was cool to see how like it flowed to where it is now.
Mhm.
Like it was such like it was just such a natural process of like following passion and it leads to this and leads to this. Like I didn't even know what acapella was until I was in college.
Yeah,
And it was just like, yeah, it's cool how things work out when you just like trust.
for sure. And were there any stories or memories that surprised or moved you?
Oh my gosh, I mean, a lot of them do. I think the Scott I'm Gay chapter
Mhm.
um is like a really, really fortunately a fond memory. Like it was such a dark time because I was struggling
Mhm.
internally with coming to terms with my sexuality. But now I look back on it in such like a beautiful light because it did go positively, and it reminds me how unconditionally loved I am by you, Mom.
Definitely. And Connie, what do you ultimately hope other parents, especially those of LGBTQ plus kids, take away from your journey with Scott?
What I'm hoping is that they realize that love, support, acceptance, positivity can be life changing. I mean, it can go in one direction or another, and you want it to be in a positive direction so your child has the resilience and confidence to move on, not think, oh, something's wrong, so that's what I'm hoping that's one thing I'm hoping they take away from it.
hmm And maybe what advice would you give to other parents who are maybe having a little bit of trouble navigating that journey of becoming a supportive ally?
Um, well, in the book, I write how the first thing you have to say is I did. I
Mm-hmm.
love you so 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 much. Nothing's going to change that. Um, you're gay, okay. I love you,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to say that. I mean, yes, you have questions. I had questions going through my head. Okay, you've always dated girls. You dated Kirsty from Pentatonix your whole sophomore year in high school.
Yeah.
What? So I was a bit shocked.
But when Kirsty and I were dating, it was like us reenacting the entire Chicago movie musical. Like there were clues.
There are always
No,
clues.
I agree with you, Mom. I think it's just like letting love be your North Star, just like
Mhm.
supporting. And I think that ironically, parents, I feel like every parent wants the best for their child, and they like, but trying to force them to be something they aren't is not like the way that you're going to help them grow and become like emotionally where they're supposed to be. Yeah, I feel like it's only hurting your child to try to make them something they're not.
Definitely. And Scott, I mean, everyone knows you as a confident performer, but like we were talking about, this book explores very vulnerable moments in your life. So, how did you feel about opening up those parts of your story to a wider audience?
Uh, I felt I felt excited. I think that's like an era of my life that I'm in. I'm just like writing more personal music. I'm doing more solo stuff as well. And it feels good. I feel like letting people in on like more of you. It's funny, it's like the scariest thing ever, but it's also really, really fulfilling. And also I saw this quote that was like, we're also scared to be vulnerable, but we love when other people are vulnerable the
Mhm.
most. Like we love people more when they're vulnerable. And so it's just like it's a perfectly aligned thing because I'm working on being more vulnerable with people. And then this book is like a little more in the you get to know more details.
Definitely. And the QR code to your original song, Pray, adds such a powerful artistic layer to the book. Can you tell us more about the inspiration behind that track and how it ties into your coming out journey?
Yeah. It's like a fun, upbeat track, and it's about how ridiculous the notion of trying to pray the gay away is,
Mm.
and how that's not a thing that's possible. And that like so in the song I'm just like I tried and it did not work, and maybe who I am is who I'm supposed to be,
Yeah.
and I love myself. Yeah.
There you go. And Connie, you reflect on the importance of fostering creativity in your home. Looking back, what do you think were the most meaningful ways you nurtured Scott's musical passions?
Well, we did a lot, and his dad had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
Rick, played guitar and wrote songs and all that, and he's the create of the two of us. He's the creative one. I mean, he's always, he would sing made up lullabies to the kids to put them to sleep. About their life. He would, let's write a song. So he was very very creative. And I think all three of our kids developed a love of music, a lot to do with him. I mean, and we would do karaoke. We would, the kids all took piano. My oldest daughter, I don't know, she played 5 different instruments. I mean, so music was just, we were wrapped up in it. And the kids all from a young age.
That's awesome. Yeah, Scott, like, how do you think your mom's influence helped shape your creative resilience through all these chapters?
Oh my gosh, it was everything. I think like, well, one, the unconditional love like led me to being able to be resilient because I believed that I could do anything.
Yeah.
And so failure, I didn't like attach failure to my self-worth. But also my like mom was a hard worker. She like she like was always down and I just like learned how to work hard from a young age. Like I was like going to voice lessons and piano lessons, and I loved it. I could get into a hyper focus and just like work on music for hours. And
Mhm.
I think my mom saw that, and it was just like a perfect. And she had a passion for momaging me, and I had a passion for music, and it was just this perfect storm.
That's awesome. I love that there's really a strong bond between you two that shines in this book, and it was seemed like a great collaborative process. Did it bring up any unexpected emotions or conversations during the writing process?
Well, for me, it brought up all kinds of emotions. I mean, one, just, my three children are all grown adults now, having their own children, married, having their own children, their own life. And luckily, we're a huge part of it. Thank God, because I just, yeah, it was just so emotional seeing when Scott was two singing The Lion King or Lauren and Scott singing Hero. I mean, I was watching all those videos. I mean, and I would just start crying. And it was emotional. And I'm so, honestly, the main reason I'm so glad I wrote it is because I just, I've got a diary now. I mean, we have a journal
Oh
of
yeah.
our life, and even goes back like my ancestors, and so it's just, I'm just so glad I did it.
Good, good. Well, do you think you'll be writing any more books in the future?
um, I don't know. When I first started this book, I had planned to do a three-part series. I honestly did. And this book was supposed to end at, and the winner is, Pentatonix, and then I was going to go to the next step, but I ended up putting it all in here, and so now I don't know. I mean,
We got a lot of life left to live, and the adoring fans are going to want a sequel.
Actually.
And you have two more kids you can write about too, who have had wild lives too.
Mhm.
yes, and I have five grandchildren now, and soon to have more from Scott and Mark, and I can't wait. So yeah, maybe a book about them.
All right, there you go. And Scott, what's next for you with your musical career?
Oh my gosh, so much fun stuff. I'm working on like a bunch of solo stuff. Pentatonix is working on Christmas stuff, and looking at touring this year and next year. I've like been working developing a musical for a couple of years.
Nice.
That is going into another workshop, and um, I'm also trying to like get into acting more, and I've been dancing every night and trying to train in dancing, and I've like really had this realization that we can do and be so much more than
Mhm.
we've attached our identities to initially, and I just want to do it all,
Do it all.
Lady Gaga style.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, how can one stay up to date with you the best?
Oh my gosh, socials is probably best. I'm at Scott Hoying at everything. I'll be posting all about my mom's book too, and you can follow my mom at Connie Hoying and keep it
Okay.
simple.
Awesome. Perfect. Connie, you're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yes, Facebook, Instagram. Uh, no, well, I'm on TikTok. I don't post on TikTok,
Mhm.
but I wanted to make sure well, I
You
know
can
you
see her on my TikTok.
yeah, that Pray is in the book. It's a QR code. And
Mhm.
then also, I want to make sure people know there's a website
Okay.
bonus. And
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
yeah, it has
What's the
videos,
website, Mom?
conniehoing.com.
And in the book, it has a.
But
Oh yeah.
there's that website, but then the QR code takes you to a bonus website where you get videos of Scott
Yeah.
when he's little, the kid, and all everything. And then also, I
All right.
couldn't all the pictures I wanted to. I wanted to put 100 pictures in, and I was limited to 50.
Yeah.
There's probably 50 at least more pictures on the website of different things. So I just want to make sure people know that. But it's all from a QR code in the book.
Perfect. A lot of added bonuses.
Perfect.
And the book releases when?
May
May
6th.
6th.
May 6th. Okay, perfect. Then before we wrap up, are there any other upcoming projects or anything else either of you would like to mention or plug at this time?
Oh my gosh. My mom's sequel to her book.
It's in the works.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be
covered a lot.
with Scott's socials because he's doing a bunch of things in the book. I even say he's got 10 things in his basket at all times. And if
Yep.
something comes out or finishes, another one goes in. So he's always got stuff going.
Awesome. Fantastic.